Come. Hi guys, it's me, Lady Shawn. Welcome back to another episode of Cover to Cover Chronicles. I have just finished reading Shadow Rider, which is book 1 in Christine Feehan's Shadow Rider series, and I cannot tell you how much I loved this book. Shadow Rider takes place in Chicago, outside of an area known as Little Italy, and this territory is ran by the Ferraro family, and the head of that family is Stefano. While there, we run into our second character, who is Francesca Capello, and she has just arrived in Chicago, and little does she know how much her life is about to change. When this book first starts, we're greeted by Stefano as he is preparing to get into his car to head out of town. And in the process of that, he catches a glimpse of Francesca, who is walking down the street with a friend of hers who has invited her to come stay in Chicago and to work in her uncle's deli. Here is where the story begins to get exciting, because we see Stefano's reaction to his first sight of Francesca. From his first glimpse of Francesca, Stefano has decided that she is meant to be his to protect, and his to own. Stefano is a very possessive man, and Francesca finds that out from their very first meeting. He's not easily swayed, and he knows what he wants, and he goes after what he wants. Regardless of Francesca's past and how much she tries to convince him that it's not safe for him to be around her, Stefano and his family have other plans. We find that Francesca is on the run from her previous life after her sister was murdered, and nobody believed her when she tried to tell them who it was that killed her sister, and that she actually has proof that this person is not as clean as they appear, because they have pockets in the government as well as the police department, and so she flees for her life before they can kill her. But little does she know that Stefano's family has a secret as well. They are what's called Shadow Riders, which means that they can disappear into the shadows and use those shadows to reappear anywhere in the world, and that for a marginal fee, sometimes they use those powers to help take down those that the police refuse to handle, and they tend to handle crimes and those that commit them within their territory without the assistance of police. So they're a mafia type family, but they do have their boundaries and the things that they will and will not do. And Francesca gets introduced into the world of the Shadow Riders. Stefano's siblings are all Shadow Riders, but there are some other gifts that lurk in the family as well, which you can find if you pick up this book. I don't want to give it all away, but let's just say he has a family that has some pretty amazing talents, and the way that they use those talents, they use them for good, and they don't make snap decisions. Everything must go through a certain chain of command, and each member of the family must agree on the plan before it's done. Him and his brothers appear to be playboys. Some of them actually are playboys, but you'll really love this book. I did. And one of the things I really liked about it is this is not your standard romance. So, hear me out. If you are looking for a lovey-dovey, boy meets girl, falls in love, the end, then this is not the book for you. This book is full of action. Like I say, it's a crime type family. So, of course, Stefano and his family, they're rough around the edges. But when they set out to protect somebody, and when they call that person family, that person is family to everybody. And you do not mess with their family. So that's one of the things I really liked about this book, is that it was not my standard romance. I loved the action. I loved how demanding and possessive Stefano was with Francesca, and the fact that she stood up to him in the book also made it very good. She's not your typical damsel in distress that wants to be taken care of. She made up her mind. She did things the way she wanted, but she also compromised with him and his family. And that was a great part of the book as well, to see how tight-knit his family was and how much they supported him and each other throughout the story. So this book had 448 pages, and overall I would definitely say I have to give this book a 5 out of 5. So grab this book. I think you'll love it. I can't wait to crack open book 2 and get started on that one. Remember to like, share, comment, click the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my further upcoming videos. And I will see you guys soon when I go over book 2, which is The Shadow Reaper, which is book 2 in this series.